You know, a lot of states are in the process of hiking their minimum wage. A good many did in the past year, many more to come in the new year. The Federal Reserve has a study out that says these increases already, and a lot of them didn't already just go to $15. Keep in mind, a lot of it was $8.25, $9.25, $10.25, $11, that kind of thing. Well, it's costing up to 200,000 jobs. And that's not the $15 across the board thing kicking in that a lot of service worker union folks want to see. Mark Meckler says he's not at all surprised. These people better be careful what they wish for. Mark, what do you think?
Well, look, Neil, the people that design these programs that increase the minimum wage, they've clearly never owned a small business. They've probably never worked for a minimum wage. As somebody who's owned a multitude of small businesses, I can tell you what you have to do when they raise the minimum wage is look for a way to cut labor costs. The only way is to cut your staff, and that means less jobs. It's just the math.
All right. Now, the argument against that is what we had steady job growth. It's hard to maintain this. This has nothing to do with the minimum wage increase. This is just a slowdown. What are we, 73 months into this recovery, getting long in the tooth? Mark's all wrong. He's attaching it to the wrong thing. What do you say?
Again, what you're talking, the people who say that are academicians. These are people who are theorists. They're people who've probably never worked for the minimum wage. They're certainly never owned a small business. They simply don't understand the realities of the marketplace. And the realities of the marketplace are twofold. As a small business owner, when your labor costs go up, you decrease your labor pool. You have to do it to survive. And you increase your prices. And that means prices to the people who can least afford to pay the extra money.
Yeah, while I have you here, Margaret, someone who raised hell, and you were way out of this curve, sort of the father of the Tea Party, that we know it. And I'm thinking of you, and I'm thinking of how they cobbled together this budget in record time. And there were some Tea Party conservatives who argued, but it was signed, sealed, and done, faster than it could come out of the printer. What do you think of this? And what do you think of the state of the Tea Party, of conservative values, big money values, all of that?
Sure, Neil. I'm going to start by saying, again, I was not the father of the Tea Party. There were millions of people, mothers, fathers, sisters, and brothers who joined together in this movement.
You were the most known. You're a modest guy, but fine. I'll say that. But you got to be disappointed.
I'm going to argue that with you forever.
Okay. Fine.
But the point is that the Tea Party is there. It's still in the fight. It's winning all across the country. Most importantly, we look at what's happening at the state level. More state legislatures in control of Republicans than ever before, literally since the 1930s. Less Democrats in state legislatures by number since the Civil War. The red states are becoming more conservative. So the trend is appropriate. It's only at the national level where we see the difficulty, and really only in the presidency. As far as what Paul Ryan and the Republicans just did in Congress, complete and absolute betrayal of conservative principles. And they will pay the price. They've paid the price in the past, and that price is going to continue to be paid.
Mark Meckler, Citizens for Self-Governance out of California. He's a modest guy, but look, I was following this in its infancy. He's one of the key guys. Let's leave it at that. Mark, thank you. Have a Merry Christmas.